All right, we're doing a one shot. So just shaking up my texture here. There's all sorts of stuff going on in the background. My neighbour's moving, so they're doing a bond clean up there. I live in apartments, small footprint, tiny home, and yeah, they're doing the bond clean. You gotta, make the place pristine. So there's machines cleaning carpets and whatnot. So there's a frame. Alright, so the video can be edited, I guess, from here as well. So, hey, editor me, that's a cut. I always imagine those as being the mountains of Dagger North. We're in amongst the Fred universe in this picture. The Fred story. I'll tell you that sometime. About a blacksmith that needs to go make enchanted tools to save a kingdom from a dragon. The enchanted tools make the enchanted armour that will allow the knights to get in there and do their job. Fred's like kind of guy that likes to empower others. He does his job and keeps to himself. He likes to learn and practice his craft, and in doing so just meet interesting people, have adventures along the way. He tries to stay flexible. Yeah, I aspire to be like Fred. I envision him as being like one of the best versions of myself. We all have a little bit of Fred in amongst us. The mountains of Dagger North have snow peaks, and there's only a couple of mountain passes. The tree foreground and this composition, shout out to my man Albert, Mr. Namatjira, the great man from the Hermannsburg School of Arts. Just a heads up, I may use the names of Indigenous persons that have died, but they are all members of a cultural significant group whose names are granted permission to use in public. So, yeah, Albert Namatjira, the first Indigenous Australian to become a citizen, first First Nations man, which meant he could vote and hold property. Couldn't do that before, so there you go. Changed the world with art. He took people from all over the European part of the world and showed them some cool places in Australia, so he could work with colours, and he did great things with light. To create shadows, he'd use sort of unconventional mixing techniques and played with compositions shadows in mountains. They create valleys and tell you what the light is doing. But more so, or even in addition to that, they tell you what the foliage is doing. In Townsville, if you look up at Mount Stewart, you can see some gullies have really dark, verdant green in the gullies. That little patch that has that, that's actually a little patch of rainforest that is protected by the gully, and it becomes its own little cloud-making system because of the quirks of the wind that blow upwards into them. That doesn't happen just everywhere in the world. It's pretty cool, it's pretty special. Yeah, little patches of rainforest, actual legit tropical rainforest, just glancing up from where we live. I reckon that's pretty cool. Now these three colours are what we see on my logo, or derivations of anyway. So just inspiration from the great man from the Hermannsburg School in the central part of Australia, my mate Mr. Namatjira. I say thanks for what you've shared with me, and I acknowledge your contribution to the arts.